Johnny Steam and the Quest for the Steamy Stone. Johnny Steam wasn't your average lad from the hills of Dublin. Known for his fiery temper and even steamier reputation, Johnny had a knack for finding himself in all sorts of, tight spots. It wasn't uncommon to hear whispers about his legendary exploits, though most tales started with a wink and ended with a pint. But one story stood out, the tale of Johnny Steam's quest for the Steamy Stone. Now, the Steamy Stone wasn't just any ordinary rock. It was said to grant its possessor unbridled confidence and the ability to rise to any challenge, no matter how daunting. Legend had it that the stone was hidden deep in the heart of Clovershire, in a mysterious place known as the Valley of Shifting Heights. For most, the thought of venturing to such a place would make their knees buckle. But Johnny had never been one to shy away from a challenge, especially when it involved making his presence known in all the right places. Armed with nothing but his sheer willpower and a questionable map he'd won in a drinking contest, Johnny set off for Clovershire. His journey wasn't without its hiccups. First, there was the forest of low-hanging fruit, a place where every obstacle seemed just a bit too easy to trip over, though Johnny knew better than to take them lightly. Then there was the infamous Bridge of Firm Resolve, where only those with true grit could make it across without faltering. As Johnny approached the bridge, he muttered, "If it's firm, I can handle it," and marched across without missing a step. Finally, Johnny reached the Valley of Shifting Heights. The ground beneath him seemed to move, sometimes rising to great heights, other times sinking unexpectedly. It was a place where one's balance and endurance were truly tested. But Johnny wasn't just any lad. He was Johnny Steam, a man who'd been through enough ups and downs to know how to keep his head up when things got, tricky. At the valley's centre stood a pedestal with the Steamy Stone perched on top, glowing faintly as if daring anyone to take it. Just as Johnny reached out to grab it, a voice boomed from behind him. "That stone's not for just any man, Johnny," said a figure stepping out of the shadows. It was Old Man Fergus, a legend in his own right, known for keeping a firm grip on the valley's secrets. Johnny grinned. "Well, Fergus, they say it's for a lad who can last, and I've been told I've got plenty of stamina." Fergus smirked. "It's not about how long you last, lad. It's about knowing when to rise and when to wait for the right moment." Johnny, never one to back down from a challenge, replied, "I've always had good timing, old man. Let me show you." With that, Johnny reached for the Steamy Stone, gripping it with both hands. The ground beneath him shook, the valley trembled, but Johnny held firm. After what felt like an eternity, the stone finally released from its pedestal, and a wave of energy surged through Johnny. He had done it. Johnny returned to Dublin a legend, with stories of his journey spreading faster than a pint of Guinness on a Friday night. Some said the stone had given Johnny newfound powers, while others whispered that he'd always had them. He just needed the right opportunity to prove it. From that day forward, Johnny Steam was known far and wide as the lad who never faltered when things got steamy, always rising to the occasion with a grin and a wink. And as for the Steamy Stone, let's just say it's still keeping Johnny in high spirits to this very day.